About to break down latest Bengals rumors and some, at least one positive injury news update. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed. We are 49 subs away from 5.5K here on Bengals Breakdown. And we'll be live for Thursday Night Football. Prime Video, I know not everyone has it. We'll be live with the play-by-play, the score, of course, as well. Stats. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV right now. First, the positive news of the day. Trey Hendrickson is going to play on Thursday. He suffered a hyperextended knee late in the game against Houston. I was convinced, okay, there's no way he plays on such a short week. He did not practice on Tuesday. Then as part of the team's late night, on Monday, part of the team's late night Tuesday practice, he got a limited participation rep in. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's got a chance here. Then it was reported not that long ago by the Inquirer, hey, he's ready to play. The Bengals literally just put out their injury report 1 minute ago as we're filming this. Hendrickson is off the injury report. He will play for the Bengals. Frankly, I'm shocked in a positive way. Hyperextended knees are not fun. He was limping around out there, did not return, of course, against the Texans. That is a big boost, however, for the defense. Having to play without Sam Hubbard and Hendrickson would have been a very tall task for a Bengals team facing an admittedly banged up Ravens line. They're probably not going to have Ronnie Stanley, it sounds like, again, as of filming. But that would have been their two best pass rushers, two best defensive ends down. Hendrickson has been awesome this year. Under the radar, probably because the Bengals don't get the same media attention that others have a tendency to do. Hendrickson has been really freaking good in Cincinnati. I am the first to admit it. I thought they maybe made a mistake allowing Carl Lawson to go and paying Hendrickson instead. Nope, they got that one right. He has been awesome for the Bengals. Getting almost a sack per game is incredible production. And he gets a ton of pressures, helps against the run as well. This has been one of the better free agent contracts this team has given out. Frankly, than most teams give out in like a 5-year span. It's been that good. And it's a big deal because you're not going to have Sam. We'll get to the rest of the injury report later on. Nothing else is very positive there. Hubbard's not going to go. So it's Hendrickson. Going to need Cam Sample. Going to need Joseph Ossai. Going to need Myles Murphy. Somebody else to step up opposite Hendrickson because even though he's playing, still probably isn't going to be at 100%. So prediction time. Will Trey Hendrickson get a sack against the Ravens? 1 for yes, he will. 0 for no, he will not. We'll count a half sack as getting one, by the way. It's the pinned comment on today's video. If that ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Let's go to some free agent buzz out there. We begin with Michael Carter. This is the Jets, or I should say former Jets running back, who is now going to be a free agent. He's been released by the Jets. As a reminder, after the NFL trade deadline, all players who get released have to go through waivers, and they can be claimed. Carter's deal is super cheap. Would not be surprised if he ends up getting claimed by somebody. And the Bengals do stand out as a possibility. Look, Carter has not been the same guy since his first season. We do have to acknowledge that. This is not the same, like, it's got to be claimed deal that, like, if the Broncos had got Samaje Perine, I would have said you had to claim him. That's not the case right now for Michael Carter. But it is November, and this is a potential upgrade for you. Carter as a rookie in 2021 was very solid. This looked like the type of player that could be a piece for the Jets long term. He offered you 4.3 yards per catch, or carry, 9 yards per catch there, was a 3-down player, offered some third down value. Wasn't a great run blocker, 42.7, which in theory it's going to get better. It'll get better as it goes. That has not been the case. In the year and a half since then, with 25 games compared to 14 games played, the carries are down, the yards are down, the average has dipped from a solid 4.3 to a mediocre 3.6, and mediocre might be overselling it, frankly. The receptions have gone up, and the yards have barely gone up. 6.4 yards per catch that's check down stuff. That doesn't move the needle at all for NFL teams these days. He also has had his run block grade drop to about 30, which is horrible. The goal here is third down back, which you don't really have at this point. Joe Mixon's been getting a massive workload. Travion Williams is the default third down back. They've given Chris Evans the occasional rep. Chase Brown is still on injured reserve for now. So right now, you don't have very much at this stage. You don't have a lot at that position. You are thin. You are limited behind Joe Mixon. And you at least have a guy that was on an NFL roster who is available now on the open market that at least have to consider. So would you add Michael Carter? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off in the comments section. The reason why Michael Carter got cut by the Jets is he wasn't playing very well as the team's third down back. Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook is going to get some more run. My guy Israel Igbinoghene out of Pitt is going to get some run finally for the Jets. But if you're the Bengals, you don't have very much right now. That is a big, big red flag. You don't have the pieces at this stage, and that's significant that you at least have to have the conversation. Chase Brown in 5 games played has 2 carries for 6 yards. Chris Evans has 2 carries for 12 yards. These guys are all averaging. Chris Evans had one decent run. You guys are averaging under 4 yards a carry. You don't have anything. Now, maybe your biggest issue is you got to clear a roster spot. Not sure you're going to cut Chris Evans. Not sure you're going to cut Trey Williams. And yeah, you have one open right now, but that's going to be for Charlie Jones when he comes back potentially as soon as tomorrow. I think this is at least worth discussing. I do not think it is the slam dunk, got to claim him that maybe others, maybe more so on social media, might have claimed, because it's a name we've heard of, therefore we discuss him, right? I get it. It's all fair. But I would not be mad if the Bengals claimed Michael Carter either. Today's show was made possible by PrizePicks. It is the largest independently owned DFS platform in North America. And the reason why I like it so much, it's you against the numbers. You are not going up against thousands of other players, the pros, the sharks, and you got to be top 5% or whatever to win $1. Like, no. You just pick 2 to 6 player stat projections, hit them, and watch the winnings roll in. It's very simple to do. You can also mix and match. Not just NFL games, you can do NFL, NBA, NFL, college football as well. My prize picks this week, I am going to go C.J. Stroud more than yards. You guys all saw it. 254.5. That seems pretty low. Sam Howell against a very, very bad Giants defense. Give me the more than 259.5 passing yards. And CeeDee Lamb's going to keep getting fed. I feel confident in that one. Give me the more than as well, 86.5 passing yards, or receiving yards, excuse me. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Link will be in the comments and the description of today's show. Again, that's prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. The other notable player who has been released is cornerback Kelvin Joseph, the former LSU product. And LSU in Kentucky, which is part of the issues he's run into over the course of his football career. Dolphins cut him. They traded for Joseph in a swap of Noah Igbinoghene before the year began, as the Cowboys and Dolphins traded away their troubled corners for new destinations. Joseph had already run out of chances in Dallas. He was drafted as a second-round pick as an outside corner. And last year for the Cowboys, they lose Jordan Lewis to injury, so it's Trayvon Diggs, it's DeRon Bland, and they are trying everything at corner. They're signing guys like Xavier Rhodes off the streets, playing safeties at nickel, because they couldn't put Kelvin Joseph on the field. That's how bad he was. They did not trust him. I know that he was their lowest graded player internally. Not PFF grades, internally. He was the lowest graded player on that entire roster. They moved him to nickel, didn't do much, trades to the Dolphins, gets 21 snaps and got beat both times he was targeted his way. But it's cornerback help. Everyone always wants corner, especially with Chidobe Awuzie. Not still quite 100%, unfortunately. So do you want to get Kelvin Joseph? S for you'd sign him, P for you would pass. Go ahead and sound off for me in the comments section right now. I think you're okay here. At some point, I'll probably need to make the official move to Cam Taylor-Britt to CB1, but we'll see how the Turner-Awuzie rotation, if that continues against the Ravens. You got Mike Hilton at nickel. They like Jalen Davis. I like DJ Ivy as a piece. I don't see the math there. Now, the biggest argument in favor of Boss Man Fat That's his rap nickname, by the way, if you don't know that, because that's how it tends to go for him. He was good on special teams in 2022. He played very well in that role, and that's always a viable spot. He also had 6 penalties and wasn't playing that well on teams for the Dolphins. In the end, you guys know I host both the Cowboys Report and Bengals Breakdown. I know this guy well. You don't want him. He's a bust. He's not worth the headache. He's not worth the hassle. Let somebody else maybe claim him. And practice squad's fine. Never been a bad practice squad move, but this is not one I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get him. Like, the draft pedigree is intriguing, but the on-field play has not been. Before we go, final injury notes on the Bengals. They have announced their scratches and actives, etc. T. Higgins, Andre Yoshivas, and Sam Hubbard have all been ruled out. Wasn't a huge surprise. That was the buzz when they did not practice at all on Tuesday. Did not practice today. Maybe the mini-bye will get those guys healthy. By the way, Charlie Jones is listed as questionable. He's still on IR. But with Yoshi and Higgins out, I would not be upset if they activated Jones to the 53-man roster and brought him back for this game. The spot's open. Keep an eye on that coming maybe tomorrow morning or even in the afternoon before kickoff of this night, which we'll be live for. Make sure you guys are subscribed.